The weekend work trip had been on my calendar for weeks, and I was fully prepared for it. My bag was packed, my hotel was booked, and I had even scheduled my meetings in advance. It was supposed to be just another routine trip, nothing out of the ordinary. But what I heard that evening changed everything. I had already said goodbye to my wife, Emily, giving her a quick kiss before grabbing my suitcase. She smiled at me like she always did, warm and loving, telling me to be safe and call when I landed. It felt normal, so painfully normal. I was halfway to my car when I realized I had forgotten my laptop charger. Frustrated, I sighed and headed back inside. I didn't call out to Emily, thinking I'd just grab it quickly from my office and leave. That's when I heard her voice, soft but clear, coming from the living room. "I just feel guilty, you know. But he'll be gone the whole weekend. We'll have plenty of time." I stopped in my tracks. The way she said it sent a strange chill down my spine. My body tensed as I stood there, hidden from sight but listening. A male voice responded, low and familiar. "Come on, Em. You know it's fine. He won't suspect a thing. Just say the word and I'll come over." My stomach dropped. It wasn't just any man on the other end of that call. It was Jason, my best friend. A million thoughts rushed through my head at once. Maybe I had misheard. Maybe this was a misunderstanding. But deep down, I already knew the truth. My wife and my best friend were planning something behind my back. The weight of that realization settled over me like a crushing force. I took a slow step backward, my heart pounding. I couldn't even bring myself to look at her as I quietly grabbed my charger and left. My hands trembled as I got into my car, but I didn't start the engine right away. Instead, I just sat there, staring at my house, replaying their words in my head. I was supposed to be on a flight in a few hours, heading out for work, but I couldn't leave now. Not after hearing that. Instead, I drove to a hotel on the other side of town, booked a room, and locked myself inside. The walls felt like they were closing in on me as I lay on the hotel bed, staring at the ceiling. I had always trusted Emily. We had been married for 6 years. I never suspected anything, never questioned her loyalty, and I had never once imagined that Jason, my closest friend, would betray me like this. I barely slept that night, my mind caught in a storm of anger, sadness, and confusion. By morning, I knew I needed proof, something undeniable. I checked out of the hotel early and drove back to my neighborhood, parking a few houses down from my own. My hands gripped the steering wheel tightly as I waited, my heart racing every time I saw someone walk by. Then, just after 10 in the morning, I saw Jason's car pull into my driveway. He stepped out, casually dressed, like he had done this 100 times before. A few seconds later, Emily opened the front door. She smiled. That same sweet smile she had given me just last night. She leaned in and kissed him. My chest tightened and I felt sick. There was no doubt now, no misinterpretation, no excuse. They had betrayed me. I could have stormed in right then and confronted them, let my anger take over and demand answers. But I didn't. Instead, I took a deep breath, started my car, and drove away. Not to work, not back home, but to my lawyer's office. By the time Emily realized I never got on that plane, the divorce papers would already be on their way.